Yes, mate, I am indeed. Can't wait. I think there's a couple of live matches tomorrow night. Good to see the championship back. Unfortunately, we're not in the Premier League, but with an extra what, eight matches.
But no
So
VAR. You know what I'm like. I'm a pain in the ass. I'm a pain in the backside. But listen, as the banner says down here below, new start, new season, new hope. We start off fresh. Last year's behind us. It doesn't count. It was the freakiest championship season ever with Ipswich, Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton all hitting record breaking points straight. Madness. Um, Saturday home game. We don't lose a lot of first game of the season, do we? We usually kind of win them against Portsmouth. It's going to be fun. They're promoted too as well, so they might come into this guns blazing, thinking they've nothing else to lose. So why not just go for it?
yeah, well, I'm kind of glad this year was sort of after last year's transfer window and
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who was staying, who was going. At least it's all sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of Somerville is done now. We can concentrate on the season. He's gone. That's it. I
What
know
was
it was
I?
sort of
I
he,
have to
he
put my hand
was
up and go, oh no, I was wrong, because I was
he.
adamant that the boy was staying. Like, you know me long enough now that I was like,
Do you know
nope.
what? Do you know what? There was like a period, maybe a couple of days there, where we thought he was going to stay. But I
Mm,
think in football terms, if you know your football, when player gets championship player of the year, he's not going to be there the following year. It's just the way the dynamics of football work.
I know.
Unfortunately.
We've made a lot of money. We've made a lot of money in transfers, and the squad. It sounds weird, but I think the squad's a lot more balanced instead of just focusing on a one. Like, again, I'm probably saying this in hindsight because Somerville's gone. He's our best player, but with him gone, maybe it's a chance for the squad to step up and actually be a squad instead of depending on one guy. Um, but it's interesting. It's a new hope. So what we're going to do today, folks, we're going to have a wee chat. We're just going to go through a couple of bullet points here. Talk about the Leeds versus Portsmouth. If you didn't know, it's right behind me here. New season. I'm excited. I can't wait, to be honest. We'll go through a couple of points and we'll discuss what we think is going to happen for the weekend's game, what the lineups are going to be. We'll have a quick chat about what we expect in the season, a couple of dark horses, so on, so on, so forth. But I think the best place to start is Daniel Farke in the championship. Is the 90-point king, will we say? He kind of generally rules the 90 points in the championship. And last season, bar the massive freak, 90 points again, would have got any other time, any other season, we would have been promoted. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think with Farke's 90 points? Do you think it's going to be another repeat? Do you think he'll do more? Do you think he'll do less? What do you think we need to kind of get that promotion that we're looking?
I personally think he's gonna hit 90 points. I know it's 90 points is gonna be well enough this year. I think you're talking maybe
Mm,
86, 88. Will probably
yeah.
probably do it for the league title. But I think
Yeah.
he'll hit over 90. I think this squad is too strong. I don't really see, many teams, obviously coming down from the Premier League, challenging. And it's an unusual situation because second year parachute payments, competing with three Premier League teams, and we're starting the red hot favourites, for the title.
We are
It's
3-1,
probably,
aren't we?
yeah, it's probably one of the shortest odds I've seen. Usually when you're going for the title, you're
Mm-hmm.
normally talking 6, 7 to 1. The bookies are offering, but this year, it's 3 to 1, 7 to 2, whatever way you want to look at it. So, but
Yeah.
as
I,
I said, Daniel Farke, the last three seasons in the championship, he's hit over 90 points with Norwich, and he always seems to get these blocks. Where he goes on maybe 5, 6 game winning runs. He and that's 18, 21, 21 points.
mm-hmm.
In a row. Is it's unbelievable. You think the likes of the league, the way the league's set up. If you get 6 points, it can bring you from the bottom half up to the playoffs. If you hit 21 points out of 21, you're looking. It's a league title for him. Like,
I know.
so it
It's
is.
good. It's good. So, realistically, you think he's the man to take us up this year? It was a right choice to keep him on.
Definitely, I don't see why not. I think if you look at all the managers in the Championship at the minute. I know you've got the likes of Wilder at Sheffield United. He's seen as a bit of a promotion specialist for Northampton and Sheffield United the last time. And then you look at the likes of obviously Mark Robbins. People like that. I
Mhm.
think Farker's probably the best of the bunch.
I don't like Wilder. I don't know why. I think it's maybe because I'm a Leeds fan and he was a little bit of a
Yeah, he was. He
last
didn't take
type of thing.
he didn't take too kindly to Bamford and Foreshore anyway.
Oh, like, screw him. Screw him. He left.
So he
He
didn't.
got sacked by two other clubs to come back the exact full circle to where he was. By the way, I love your top, Zorn. I'm kind of jealous that you
Thanks
got
very
them.
much.
Let me
I
see
had
the
to,
yellow one.
I had to,
Let me see the badge in
I
the
had to
yellow
go,
one.
I had to go out and buy them, mate. So that I had to spend the money. Especially this year. The shirts this year with the Red Bull brand on them. Are
Mm.
massive. Like everybody wants them. First year Red Bull, the only team in the English league sponsored by Red Bull. It's things are looking good anyway.
They're
So
looking
they are.
bright. They're looking red. Don't like the red. Well, anyway. But listen, we've talked about Farka. We're saying give or take the 90 points, he's the right man for the job. Saying that, what is your expectations? Now, you're a Leeds fan. Try and take emotions out of this. What is your actual expectations here? What do you think will happen? Like, do you think first place is a must, a guarantee? Do you think second place is okay? Playoffs. What are you expecting this year from the squad? Just by on paper right now, what is it you're actually expecting here?
On paper, well, I would say we're probably the best squad in the division, and having the best squad in the division means you need to be top two. I'll take the
Top
title out
two,
of it, but
top
definitely,
two.
definitely top two.
So we're saying
It has to
minimum
be.
requirement, worst case scenario, we need to finish second. Yeah. Anything else is
Yeah,
a negative, right? Okay.
a failure,
So
complete failure.
I know I agree with you. And do you think our home, like last year, our home form, up until the Welsh international break, not one
Of
defeated home.
Wales v Finland, wasn't
It was
it?
Dan James, the penalty
You'd all
miss.
the Welsh boys playing for Wales, and then obviously Kamara playing for Finland in the same game. You'd five or six players, and then from then on, we came back Easter Monday. We limped over the line against Hull, and
Mm-hmm.
then obviously, the form just dipped.
Yeah, no, I get that. But before that, like at Elland Road, nobody was beating us at Elland Road. Coventry got a point to us, which was lucky. Tell me this regarding the expectations for the season. For the season overall, last season versus this season in the championship, is the championship weaker? Is it stronger? What do you think on that?
Oh, it's definitely weaker, 100%. Leicester are a massive club, Southampton are a massive club. I know Sheffield United
A freak
are a
season.
big club, and you probably argue when Burnley get a full house, they're sort of, they're one of the biggest teams in the football league. Like, but you know, regarding last year to this year, like it'll not be the same points. To to get out of the league. That's
Mm-hmm.
for sure. You'll not be hitting you know 96. For second. That'll not happen this year.
And
It'll probably be around 90 for the title and
yeah,
probably 86, 85 for second.
yeah, no, I definitely think it's not going to be a freak season. I do generally, again, biased kicking in because I'm a Leeds fan, but on paper, I just can't see a squad as strong as ours for every position. Like, there's teams around us here, right? You have a few options. I have a few opinions on the dark horses, right? This is where you and me are going to differ slightly, right? Let me ask you this. Who do you think is going to be the dark horse? Who do you think a team in the championship is going to, we'll say, pull an Ipswich?
I think it'll be, well, I don't think anybody's going to do it Ipswich,
Well,
but
yeah, maybe that was a bad
you
way
know
to
what I
put
mean?
it. But who do you think is this team that we're going to go crap? That they're really
I
on our
take a look
toes
at
here,
them.
or
I personally think, and it's probably quite a lot of people have said this here, Sheffield Wednesday. I think
Sheffield
the manager,
Wednesday?
he's come in, and I think I was
Mhm.
reading something about, their form from when he came in is take you to seventh in the league. So if they can just elevate that, seventh sort of place when he came in,
Mhm.
and raise the bar, higher this year, I think he'll get a wee bit more out of the players.
Yeah,
And I
no,
think he's had a full pre-season to look at the squad. And I think Sheffield Wednesday.
yeah. I think Luton, and what I mean by that is when they went into the Premier League, they bought for the championship because they knew they weren't going to survive. So they Ross Barkley, they've got exactly the same squad, don't they?
More or less, yeah, more or
Yeah.
less.
And they were good in the Premier League. Like a lot of those games, they were unlucky. I do think I wouldn't say a dark horse. Maybe that's the wrong word because let's be honest, they're a good side. But I think they're going to be the team more than Burnley and Sheffield United to compete. I don't think Sheffield United are they're buying well, but are they not flat broke?
I wouldn't rule out Sheffield United, to be honest. I wouldn't. I really, from
No.
what I've seen, who they bought, Kiefer Moore, they took Callum O'Hara, they bought your wee boy Burrows.
Mhm.
I wouldn't write them off. So I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Although the noise in the background is they're broke. Burnley were supposedly broke, and they ran away with the league. They got Vincent Company in, and they ran away with the league. So, I mean, all this talk of them being broke, I would say they're still a dangerous side.
hmm hmm just before we move on there, so I do think what you're saying. I generally think the league is a lot weaker, and it's with Farka having the full preseason behind him, and watched him in preseason. I again watching the preseason games. That's a different class. That team. That some of those performances have been absolutely immense, and they're not Harford. All right, we do them every year. What are they, League Two side or something like that? But we were playing a couple of good sides.
We played Schalke and we played Hanover 96. We
And
also played
Valencia,
Valencia.
and we
I think
looked like
the
we can
Valencia one,
compete. Like
the,
we were definitely the better side in those whole three games.
the Valencia game really told me where we are. They're a La Liga team and a championship
Right?
team in England is beating them.
Mm. I get it.
It's surreal.
The
Like,
side looks a lot better. Groove looks like he's attacking more. He looks like he's getting more advanced. We've now got depth in the squad. So what we'll do, we'll go on to that. So with the players in and out, we've got Gray's gone. We've got Somerville's gone. We got Rothwell in. We got Bogle in. We've got Aronson back. We have Vober. I don't like Vober. We'll talk about him in a minute. I still think he's going out the door. I think he's going to do a sly thing and do exactly what he did last year. Wait the last minute and away he goes. But anyway, we move on. Um, what do you think of the squad? I know we're saying it's strong, but do you think it's better now, as in starting 11, better depth in the bench? Vargas had a preseason. They've gelled a lot better. They're doing trips and all together. I can see that. They went to Flamingo Land there yesterday, didn't they? And they were on the roller coasters and stuff. Did you see that? No.
why do the video of Jorginho Ritter like he looks like a child?
Because that's
At
what they want
Christmas.
to see us
He
smile.
really does.
When he smiles, we smile. By the way, what a goal against Valencia. Holy shit.
Oh, unbelievable.
Holy crap.
I actually thought when I seen it, I thought he'd lost the ball. He somehow kept it and then dinked it over. Not only that there, but the defender actually tried to take away the goal by sticking his arm up in the air. Imagine denying a great goal by putting your arm up,
He tried everything.
Stop it.
It was fantastic goal. Even Joseph's
Having a
goal
go
too.
on.
Do you think he's our new number 9?
I do, yeah. I said it in the last show. I think, I just think he's just different class. He deserves a chance. If you look at what he done against Chelsea, you know,
He's
as
had
I said to
everything
you
in
before,
pre-season.
I don't think we need a forward. I think he's the man because if you get a forward in now, right, that's going to push him down the line. It's going to push Perro down the line, who was spent an awful lot of money on. The
Mhm.
likes of Bamford, who were still paying big wages. I think I do think if they're not firing come January, we need somebody to get us over the line. That's when you go out and you get, the likes of Ipswich last year. They went out and got Kiefer Moore. Obviously, he's away. We're not going to get him this year, but you get what I'm saying.
And he's bigger
January
too.
if we need goals and somebody's having a barn spell or whatever, you go out and use the January window. But I think they should just let it go. With the striker. People are saying that we need a wing back and we need a number 8. But I think if this is a squad and we get Johnny Rowe, which there's big talk about him. Like I think we've went back on our bid. if we get him, I think I'd be happy enough. So I would.
I
I
think, yeah,
know,
he looks strong. He
I
looks
know,
bigger.
yeah, I know. I know people are crying out for number eight and fullbacks, but if we're what do you call it, if this is the team and we get Johnny Rowe, I think I'd be happy enough. It's Johnny Rowe's replacing Somerville. I think we can move a few players about. You say Wilbur's not going to be there. If he is there, he can go left back.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? We can do wee bits and pieces. Sure, look at last year. We got 90 points and with a centre mid playing right back. With with Jed Spence for a couple of games playing left back. Just filling in gaps. And we still managed to get the 90 points. And what killed us last year, obviously, was the poor start and the finish of the
No
season. But
excuses this year. There's no excuses this year.
definitely not.
I want to go back a wee bit. I've lost my train of thought. I was doing that. That's what it was. Do you think Rowe's coming in? If we get Rowe, do you think Rowe's coming in to replace Somerville, or is Nanto replacing Somerville?
Well, see, this is a question because Nanto, actually, when he was playing in the Premier League, he played out in the left.
Yep.
You've got the likes of Rudder and Aronson who can both play. Rudder can play on the left. Aronson can play, number 10, or he can play on the right. You've Don James on the right as well. So many options, on the wing.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's
what you want.
it's crazy. And then you could probably, the likes of Johnny Rowe, he could do that sort of left, sort of wing back as well role, where he sits back and bombs
Mm-hmm.
forward as well. So,
Does
I
he
mean,
not
he
play
can
right
plug the
for
gaps.
Morley?
So he can, So we've got quite a few options.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have,
We'll
but
speak about Vober, right? He's now back at the squad. Do you see him starting? He was in the Euros. He was Austria starting centre back. He was in the German league last year. Admittedly, one of the best centre backs at the club. He was good, stand out. Do you think he gets on over Pascal Strike?
I need to be very careful here because as much as I like Strike, I like obviously Rodon. I think the M2 will probably start, and I think Wober will probably have to wait his time, in
Earn the trust
between.
back. If he is sticking around, earn the trust
Yeah,
back. Yeah. Like
yeah, I
Arnson
think so.
has
I think if he throws him in, you could lose Strike, confidence. Strike could be sitting on the bench thinking, "Flip me, this boy's buggered off for a year. I played here most of the last season,
he's just walked
and
back
now
in.
I'm sitting on the bench to let him back in. So
Yeah,
it's the man management, I think. But I think
maybe.
I think he'll go with Strike and Rudon, and obviously
Mm.
Ampadu will be pushed forward in the midfield, which everybody knows about.
Well, tell me this. Let's get into the formation, right? So, a couple of the games before, they played three centre backs. So, they played all three of them, Rodon, Strike, and Vober, with the wing backs. Personally, I think that's a good idea, but that takes a player away from the attack,
Yeah,
as
exactly.
in the
That
likes of Dan James, Nanto, uh, Rudder, Arnson. Who else the hell do we got there? I could have swore there was another player winger. Who am I missing? Pirro and Rothwell. They're all attacking minded players. So one of them is going to have to be dropped to make a place for the extra centre back coming in.
well, I personally think that sort of rate at the back will probably be for the games against the likes of Sheffield United, Burnley,
Mm.
teams like that. I think he's setting up, for them sort of games, where it's like sort of cagey, and then you don't want to show your hand too early. You don't want to go all out attack.
It's good to have
And I
options, though,
think
isn't it?
that's yeah, I think that's what that formation's sort of
Mm-hmm.
set up for. And then the likes of the attacking sort of style will be for the likes of the Blackburns.
Mm-hmm.
Say too much.
Yeah.
Portsmouth and Saturday he'll probably go with his favoured 4-2-3-1 formation again.
How do you think to start?
But
Let's do it. Let's do it. Starting 11. What have you got?
for Saturday,
Goalkeeper Meslier. Yeah.
yeah, Meslier,
Rodon and Pascal Strike.
yeah,
If he's fit, Bogle, Firpo.
yeah,
Ampadu, Gruev.
yes,
That's the easy part.
Yeah,
Both wingers. Who are you going for?
I'm going for I'm gonna go for Nanto on the left.
Right.
I'm gonna go for Rudder, obviously number 10. Joseph up top,
What about
and
the right?
I, I think Dan James on the right.
It killed you to say that.
I think so.
I
I think that's what you. I think
I
that's what you go for.
personally think he will do Aronson out the left and Nanto out the right.
And you don't think James?
I think James starts. I don't think he's fully fit, to be honest. Does he not have that wee knock? What is he had? Kept him out of the last couple of games. He's a
So
knock
you
anyway.
think?
I don't think he'll start. I think he'll be on the bench. So I think Nanto and Aronson will come in there. And I do think it will be Joseph up front. If it's not Joseph up front, I don't know what else to say. He scored 4 goals in 5 games in preseason with 2 assists. He's been probably the best player in preseason consistently. If he doesn't start him, I generally don't have an answer for you. I get to give up
Well,
hope.
this year, I think this year Leeds need to be very careful with him because he's now a Spanish under 21.
Yep.
So I mean, if you're not starting him now, he's going to be saying, right, I need to go play football. I need to go somewhere.
I know, but
So
still what you
I
said
think
there, he's
this
still
year,
under 21.
I think this year he will, he will be used quite a
Mhm.
lot.
And then do you know what I actually want to talk to you about? And you might actually agree with this. We brought in Alex Kane, ex Leeds player from Once Upon a Time. He's now back.
Alex
I generally
Kearns.
would have him as number 2.
The only thing I remember about Alex Kearns was,
Or
right,
Kern, sorry.
your
Is
man
what?
Paul Rachubka. Now you're a keeper, and you obviously seen these goals going. but, but did he have a bet on that night, or
Most of
what
we
was
see
the
how many
story?
goals I can concede.
What was actually the story? Because I think he was a former Blackpool keeper as well.
I don't know
Before
what the
that,
deal with his, but I think Alex Kearns is a far better keeper than
but
oh crap, I went blank. What's our number 2 keeper?
not Darlow. Surely not.
Darlow, yes. I think
No,
he's better than
no, you
Darlow.
can't. No, no
You don't
chance.
think Alex Kane's better than Darlow?
No chance.
Have you put it this way,
Not
have
a
you actually
chance.
seen Alex Kane's play?
Not a chance.
Oh,
Not a
maybe.
chance.
Well, I would still drop Darlow. I
Darlow's
think
played at the top level. Alex Kearns hasn't.
he's played for
That
Salford,
to
mate.
me says.
He played against us against Salford and made us look crap.
But Darlow's been the Premier League.
I know.
You know what I mean. He's played at the top level. You can't. That just shows the measure. Like that's all it does. But
so so what I'm thinking there, we've got a sub bench then as the keeper. We'll agree to disagree on the keeper. I don't know. We'll move on. We have Vober on the bench. We will have James on the bench. We will have Rothwell on the bench. I think we'll have Charlie Crew on the bench. Looking at that bench, and Pirro on the bench. Looking at that bench, and Bamford on the bench. Jesus Christ, Gary! Think of all your players before you open up. That's a far better starting. That's a far better sub bench to come on than it was last year. Likes of 2 keepers on the bench. Cooper that was never going to get a game. Cresswell, who was, let's be honest, is never going to get a game either. It's strong overall. We've lost 2 big names, but we've got more of a squad in. Does that make sense? We've a better squad.
yeah, absolutely. I think when you look at the bench now and you look at all the options, I think there's quite a lot of people have said anyway. Before the when you looked at the bench last year, you were looking at 2 keepers. You were looking at obviously a player, a centre back that he didn't really trust. And he didn't really make the subs till people were screaming, "Get the subs on!" He wasn't doing it.
He
Whereas
clearly didn't
I
trust
think
him.
this
But
year,
again, yeah, that goes back to the preseason last year where he didn't have time. He came in at a late
yeah,
stage where he got the starting 11 sorted. He didn't have any time to get the bench sorted. It was like, right, I've got what I've got. Let's just get on with this and kind of get through it.
one of the worst.
There's absolutely no
Sorry,
excuse not to do it this year.
Yeah, one of the worst experiences I had last year, watching Leeds, you were that Birmingham game, this I think it was the third game in. We lost
93rd
1
minute
nil
penalty
away.
or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
92nd, 93rd minute
And you
penalty.
you looked at the squad that day and like what do you call him? Shackleton was playing right wing. It was absolute I think Dan James was playing up front, on his own. So he
It was
was.
a
It was just
it was a
really,
bad
really
game.
fragmented team, and you were thinking, "Flip me!" Like, this is.
Mhm.
I think all the players went on protest, and that's the squad we're through together.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there'll be
So,
none of that this year. We'll be going into matches now, going, "This is a definite." You know, we
mhm,
need to take 3 points here. You know,
absolutely. So
I think
Saturday comes. It's going to be a 12:30 kickoff. We're on Sky. Obviously, you're going to be watching it. What I want to do with you this year, right? Every game, we're going to do a pre and a post match. Let's get as much. We're going. Summer's over, so there's no excuse not to get on here no more, right? We got lazy over the summer. There's no point. There's a lot of channels out there doing all transfer rumors. I don't want to do transfer rumors because it's just talk, right? See all this here coming on and talking about players that might come and might not come, and oh, he's going to be amazing or he's not going to. I hate that, right? It's good watching them, but see, trying to go on and talk about it's I don't want to talk about rumors and I don't want to talk about links until it actually happens. That's why I haven't been on the channel much. But what I want to do now is a pre-match and a post-match with you every week or as much as possible. And what we're going to do between you, we're going to do a wee competition and we're going to guess the scores for every game. And at the end of the year, we'll have a wee tally and see who wins. Right? Get a competition going. So, first game at Elland Road against the newly promoted side Portsmouth, who haven't been in the championship in about 8 years. What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna say a 3-0, 3-0 home win.
3-0 home win. Right. Okay. You ready for mine? I'm going to say 5-0. I'm going to say 5-0.
5-0.
Right. Look at the way we've been playing in pre-season. Tell me why we can't hit 5-0.
No, no, I know what you're saying. I'm not. I've said 3-0. You've said 5-0. It's.
So they're not going to score. What do you think of Meslier this year? Do you think he's going to be? Because I watched him against Valencia, and he did all right. He didn't have to do much, but again, his fucking kicking was doing my head in.
The problem, see, the problem with Meslier is, right, and I don't know if anybody's noticed it, they probably have, but see, every time the ball goes back to him, he puts the studs on the ball, he sort of like studs it
Does a wee
forward a
divot with
bit,
his feet.
and then he does it again, and then he does it again, and I'm thinking, you're going to get closed down, you're going to get closed down, you're going to get closed down, and before you know it, it's literally like helter skelter. He just managed to launch it
He just knocks
forward,
it fucking.
and
I know.
you're thinking, flip me, is he that confident or is he gonna get caught out doing that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think now, I think he's played an awful lot of matches. I think his first game was the Arsenal FA Cup game. What, 5 years ago. So he's seen an awful lot of first team football. He hasn't came into the squad and then been pulled out. He's been kept in. Obviously Bielsa trusted him. All the managers trusted him. I think Sam Allardyce pulled him out. Towards the end, but I think that was sort of
Stuff was ripped apart, but
sort of
he's
the
now
right
our third
decision.
captain.
His confidence was shot to pieces. But since he's come back, he's done. He didn't. I don't think he really put a foot wrong last year, apart from maybe the pressing game when he pushed your boy in the face right in front of the referee.
That was stupid. We
But
all do
apart from
stupid
that,
shit like that. But yeah,
yeah,
um,
apart from that, I don't think he's done much wrong. But my only criticism is, he needs to release that ball, sooner because it's you're watching biting your fingers sometimes.
I know. Well, tell me this: you have to answer it as quick as you can. Don't think about it. Just reaction answer here, right? Who's winning the league?
Oh, it's definitely Leeds.
Who's coming second?
Sheffield United.
Ooh. Top three teams to get relegated. Go.
Um, I don't know. I'd probably say Oxford.
Yep.
I just don't think they have the what do you call it, the team.
The
I
power.
think I think QPR haven't really,
I was going to
they've had
say
a bit of a
QPR.
disaster. A couple of weeks ago, I thought, maybe, but I've seen them quite a lot in pre-season, and I think they're not. And then I don't know. I just think maybe Plymouth. I think they got away with it last year.
Rooney. How did destroy a club
Rooney,
in
yeah.
one season? Stick Rooney in as manager.
I think if they're about to sell Morgan Whittaker, if I'm right,
Yeah,
he'd be gone. Like, Plymouth aren't going to hold on to somebody of that high value. You know,
for a relegation battle.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think Plymouth, Oxford, and I think uh, QPR are probably going to stick in there as well.
What about
So
West Brom? They're under a transfer embargo, so they can't buy or sell.
yeah, well,
So
what's happened to them is they've spent too long in the Championship when they came down from the Premier League.
I know.
Sort of when you come down, you need to use your parachute payments. Your 3 year parachute payments. Once you get past the 3 years, you're it's a big rebuilding job. I don't
Like,
think they'll
no.
be. I don't think West Brom will be. Uh, you know, they'll not be too far away. Like, I think that squad's good enough and the manager's good enough to get into the top six.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Hull are also now under investigation for a little bit of overspending. I think if Hull get hit, they'll struggle because all their players were on loan last year. Remember, they bought big in January and brought in loan. They brought in Carvalho, they brought in a couple of loan, Carvano, and they brought in a lot of loan signings. They're all gone now, and they're not allowed to buy if this
Yeah,
kicks
that
in. So,
boy, uh, Phil something scored there tonight for Aston Villa. They had him last year
yeah.
as well.
So,
He looks a good player.
but
So
I
he
mean,
does.
that's the
But what do
argument
you?
because they can't buy or
I was
sell.
going to
Then
ask you. I was going to ask you what you think. Like Derby and Coventry. This year with
Coventry are going to
Derby
be
coming up.
strong.
Yeah,
Derby are
I think
not the same Derby County that was with us with Lampard and stuff. Derby County with their owner has rinsed the club. I don't think they have the power that they used to
yeah.
be. Um, I
I
think they're
think
going to
they'll
be
be
okay.
okay.
I think they're going to be
Yeah,
okay. But I don't think they're going to be. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be guns blazing going forward. I think their goal is get in and comfortably stay in the championship and build from there. Um, I think they'll be okay. I think Portsmouth will be okay as well. I think Portsmouth. There's a lot more worse clubs. There's definitely three worse clubs in Portsmouth.
yeah.
You know,
100% agree. Well, Portsmouth got 97 points last year in League One.
League One. Yes,
That's
I
a,
get that. I get that. I know.
that's
I
but
know.
but
Just
see
don't
if
do
you look at League
it.
One now. League One now is a stronger league.
Yeah.
With all these big. You look at Sunderland. How many years did it take them to get out of it? 3, 4. You know, you look at the likes.
Leeds.
The big teams that have fell down there. Leeds have been there, Norwich have been there, Southampton have been there.
It's is it not
You
filled
know,
with ex Premier League teams? Coventry,
yeah.
not Coventry. Charlton. They have
Birmingham
Derby
are there
Reserve.
this year. I think
Birmingham.
Birmingham this year are going to run away with that league.
Yeah, I think so.
So I do. I just think they'll be too strong for
Yeah.
that division.
All
So
right. Well, have you anything to add? Because what we're going to do, it's coming up to the 35-minute mark. Have you anything to add then before we call it a night?
yeah, I've just seen this here after me bigging up Sheffield United. I did not see realise they've been -2 points.
Yeah,
they're
minus two
yeah, they're
points.
sitting on -2. So
But
yeah,
that's
we'll
not.
see how they get on. But 2 points is over a 46 game season. I think they'll. I still back them to finish second.
I
So
still,
I do.
yeah. I think there's a couple of teams going to go in there with a couple of points deductions. To be honest with you, but time will tell.
Well, the likes of Leicester as well. I haven't really heard much about them. I know they're
League
sort of
starts in 10 days, doesn't it? 11 days. So
Premier League.
yeah, I don't know. Screw Leicester. I don't care.
Mm.
They're not in our league no more. We don't care. We're in the best league in the world. No VAR. So what we'll do on that, folks? we'll call it a night. But yes, I think 5. You say 3-0. It'll be interesting. What we'll try and do is we'll get on after the match and we'll brag about me winning 5-0 and talk about how amazing Rudder is. And oh my God, the team's amazing. How about that?
Rudder or Joseph?
You know what? 5-0. I couldn't care less if it was 5. Pascal Struggs headed 5 goals for a centre back.
Oh, flip
It'll
me.
be
Or
interesting to see the lineup.
Firpo getting a goal and 4 assists. I'll start the season well. There'll be no Firpo with this, Firpo with that, from the fan base.
I know this sounds really stupid. I think Fober's going to go, and if he doesn't go, I think he's going to do everything as part of try and push it until the last minute, and then say, "Oh, I've always wanted to stay." I know Warrenson's staying because he took a number 11 shirt. And I honestly think when he slowly but surely, I think he's going to be unreal. I hate to admit it because he left us, but
he's definitely got it. Like, but it's just you can't see last year. But when you went up, I know I've sort of changed my opinion over in a year. But if you went up, you're sitting there with a relegated team. You've made your mind up early. You've said you're going to Champions League team on loan. You've exercised your loan deal. You've got out of there, before the manager turns up. And then this year, he's come back. He's made his mind up early. He said I'm staying. What more can he do to turn that around? Obviously his performance is on the pitch, but
that's it. And it'll take time. It'll take time because
what more can he do? Do you know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great season. There's no holding back now. There's definitely 100% no excuses.
Oh, I think I'm so confident. So I've said it to numerous people. We're getting the title. We're definitely winning the league.
Don't be said definitely. Well, anyway, yeah. But on that one, folks, what we'll do, we'll try and get in after the match and have a quick one there. But for now, peace. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.